President Cyril Ramaphosa has led the official commemoration of the Human Rights Day in Sharpeville. He's reminded South Africans of how far the country has come over the past 30 years. At the same time, political parties and community groups hosted several other events to commemorate the Sharpeville massacre. Among those is the Pan-African Congress. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala attended that event and joins us now. Nqobile, very good afternoon to you. Of course, we know what has been said over the years about who really should be at the helm of commemorating the Sharpeville massacre. You are at a separate event that was held. What's come out of that?
One point, not far indeed from the main event, which we understand is at the stadium. But here, PAC is remembering their leaders, some of their activists and the people that were there on the day. And you will remember that historically it was planned by PAC and the Sharpeville massacre happened on the day. And most of the people that were leading that were PAC members. So now to bring in PAC to speak to us, one would imagine that you would be at the main event where the president is at. Why choose to celebrate separately?
Who told you that main event is the event where the president is? This is our event. This is the main event, and that is not the main event. As Maimane said earlier, he was trying to expropriate what does not belong to him. So that this day belongs to PAC. It was not a spontaneous event. It was organized by Sobukwe, and Sobukwe himself launched this day in PAC. And therefore, PAC has a right to invite like-minded thinking organization to come and commemorate this day with them. Remember, we are commemorating this day because we lost lives. They are celebrating because they don't have an idea of what happened. Imagine the president of the country refusing us to get inside the memorial site. In fact, this man is using state resources to stop political parties to come in the memorial site of another party. So it just doesn't make sense. The main event is this one. It is not that one. I must just correct you.
You say you've been refused access.
Didn't you see police, when they blocked the gates, were to push them to get inside? And Cyril became an athlete. He ran uncontrollable. We did not even see him. He just ran away. Instead of waiting for us and greet us, why was he running away from us? Is he not the president of all of us? Why was he running away? They were blocking us literally. They did not want us to come to that site. But of course, there was no way we were going to ask for permission to come to our own memorial site. We had to push and get inside.
So what now? Are we going to see a time when PAC will commemorate together with the president?
You will always see a time when PAC commemorates this day with other revolutionary parties. We're not worried now. Do you miss the president? We are fine with these organizations that are here. We are commemorating this day, and next day it will be bigger than this day. In fact, wait until these three organizations are in parliament and vote together in every motion that comes in our way. And you will see the real unity.
Thank you very much. That's PAC speaking to us. And of course, on that like-minded revolutionaries as being described, I want to bring in ACT, who is also part of this event. Again, you have chosen to come to this part of the event, and we are hearing that this is the main event. Why this side? How are you remembering 1960?
Well, 1960 is a day. I think in 1960 I was only 1 year old, and I was happy to meet the sons and daughters of the victims of Sharpeville the whole of this past week. 9 years old, 5 years old, 2 years old, and they still remember vividly what happened on that day, and very painful stories. And that's why we decided to join PAC, because when they distort history, they don't want to talk about PAC, a liberation movement. They don't want to talk about Azapo and the contribution of Azapo in struggle. The ANC wants to monopolize the struggle, and PAC legitimately. And I've worked with Nelson Mandela, and Nelson Mandela appreciated and acknowledged the giant of Africa, Robert Sobukwe, when he told us about Robert Sobukwe all the time. And when we go to Robben Island You go to Mandela Cell, you will never see and feel anything. Go to where Robert Sobukwe is, at Robben Island. You will hear the real sound of the soil.
And how are you then, when you look and when you were driving here, there's a lot of service delivery issues. I mean, if you look, the roads are not in the great of conditions. There's quite a lot people have spoken about water, lights. Do you see any improvements from then and now?
Well, I did my matric in the Val. I was a teacher in the Val. I was hiding in Sharpeville during those years of struggle. The people of Sharpeville, what I've seen during the week, they are happy that the ANC must not be voted. They themselves are saying ANC only remembers them when there is election. They fix roads. They try. You will see after this day, coming next week, you'll never see the ANC here. And you don't see them anywhere in the country now. People are tired of the African National Congress. And that's why we are saying to them, these are the parties to vote for.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. And of course, Azapo is also here. So we're going to just take a brief answer from Azapo. Just briefly tell us why you decided to come this way.
Well, we had to be here because we are in a struggle against forgetting. That's why we're here. And it rained on the day 1960, and it's raining today, and it will still rain on the 29th of May. It will rain again. And then we are here because we've got to resurrect our martyrs who died on that day. And the best way to resurrect them is to ensure that we return the land back to the people, because they died for the land. They were in a struggle for the repossession of the land, not against human rights. That's a small thing. And that is why, as a Zapo, we reject the calling of this day as the Human Rights Day, because it is a Sharpeville Day. And those who named this day Sharpeville Day, they did that without consulting the PAC, who were the leaders of that day, without consulting us. And that's why we reject it. For us, it's just Sharpeville Day. And we believe we will continue resurrecting the memories of our martyrs. And the best way to do it is to say, within the 30 years of this democracy, there is nothing to show that our people died. In fact, we believe all that we are doing is to show that they died in vain. Black people in this country continue to use pit toilets, they continue to use bucket toilets, they continue to be unemployed, they continue to be poor. And that is why we need to turn things around come 29 May.
All right. Thank you very much. So the 29th of May being the day of the decider in terms of what will happen in this country. And those are some of the discussions that are taking place here. And beyond that, celebrating and remembering Robert Sobukwe.